What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Pumaplow. Welcome back to Plains and Simple 4X Edition. Of course, Plains and Simple by Stevie. How's everybody doing? I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. And guys, it is time for some new plows. This is not a culty plow like we had been using from Stevie. This is just a plow. There are a couple versions of this plow out there. One of them is a culty plow where it cultivates and plows. This one just plows, because that's what I wanted. Sometimes the culty plow would go just a little stupid, and he would go over ground that he just went because he was plowing then cultivating. But now with just a plow, we shouldn't have any of those issues. At least that's the hope, right? That's the hope and the theory and the thought here, is that we shouldn't have any issues. But before we plow, I remembered, like, oh yeah, should probably fertilize first because of three-stage fertilization, of course. You know, you might as well fertilize, plow. Realistically, you could fertilize again right away, then plant. And that would get you to 4 or to 3 fertilizations, but we didn't do that. We'll have to do one after we grow the crop a little bit, I believe, is what I'm doing here. Okay, so yeah, need to do that. Just driving stuff around. This is kind of a different one, honestly, because I'm not harvesting for once. I have a lot of millions of liters of wheat or barley in storage, I should say. Barley, lots of millions of liters of barley is what we got off that harvest. We will sell that all eventually, but not quite yet. Eventually, I mean, you can see our trucks lined up here, but eventually, yes, we will sell all of it. But for right now, I'm getting fertilizers going, getting them in the field, because it just makes sense to go ahead and fertilize before you plow. In real life, you know, you're working it down in the soil, but you know, not so much in a farm sim, but you know what I mean, right? Like, I don't know. It just made sense to me to go ahead and plow or fertilize before plowing, and then plant, and then fertilize again. So the whole thing with the three-stage fertilization, there's so many different ways you can go at it. It's kind of cool in a way, you know, because once I get my cows going again, I'll have solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. So, you know, you can do that to take up the fertilization steps as well. So it's pretty cool. We do need some end rows up here, otherwise stuff doesn't like to turn around. So we're gonna ride with the T9 here for a second, I believe, and do some plowing. But you guys can see this is based off of the in-game, I forget the name of it, but it's that blue one. It's the blue one that folds up, like, you know, 4 times total or whatever, or however you want to say that. And it's real top heavy, the in-game one. And it's just a cultivator, but it's really, really top heavy. Mr. Stevie needs to work for FarmSim because he fixed it. He should really show FarmSim how to fix things. But anyway, he fixed the top heaviness and he made it into a plow. So it's really, really cool. If you guys have a lot of plowing to do, I recommend this plow, of course, because it's from Stevie and it's awesome. And actually earlier, you may not have even noticed, but as it sits right now, there's a beacon on the far left and on the far right. So you guys know me and my beacons, right? I gotta have my beacons. So it's pretty cool just for that reason alone. And then I realized that he's actually faster than the fertilizer. So using cruise control, and these guys are just hired, they're not course blade, but using cruise control, I actually turned them down a little bit so the fertilizers could get farther out in front of them, basically, because why not? So what I'm going to be doing with animals, I believe that's where we're heading here. Yes, animals. I am not going to make the cow food or the mixed rations. I'm not going to make that here in the homestead. I don't have enough room, and yeah, so it's a bit of a process what I'm going to do here. I can't remember if I've already put down the mixing plant or not. I can't remember that at this point. If I haven't, then I got a different mixing station, mixing plant. Benedict and TeamSpeak sent it to me, and it's pretty legitimate. And I'm hoping it works better with Courseplay. That's kind of my eventual goal, is to use Courseplay for... Oh, yeah, that's not where I wanted to turn at all, by the way. Not at all. But my eventual goal is to use Courseplay to make all the mixed rations. Eventually, we'll get all the mixed rations back into the main homestead to store them. I honestly plan on making a lot of mixed rations, and I haven't placed it down as of yet. I could just see. But there's this other storage here on Plains and Simple, a little bit up north, and there's a big gravel lot out behind here. So I really got thinking, I'm like, you know what? Yes, it's a little far away from the homestead. I mean, it's really not that far. It's not the homestead. It's not where the cows are. However, with Courseplay, in a couple hours, like, who cares? I'll just run Courseplay and run all the grass, all the silage, and I think all the straw. Now, I will pick up straw again because it just makes sense to pick up straw. I hate wasting straw. Every time I have a straw crop, I'm probably going to pick it up. But from now on, I will just sell it. I will just simply sell it. Or if we get to the point where, you know, we're sitting with $10 million in the bank and there's nothing for us to buy, then I'll just let straw go. Not grow. Go. I'll let my straw go, and that'll just be that. But for right now, anyway, trying to get our supplies built back up, I am going to go ahead and continue. Or I plan on picking up straw. As much as we have straw, I will pick it up. So for right now, though, we are moving the grass up north. And I know it's kind of silly that it's all here already. I should just put the mixing plant somewhere here. But like I said, there's just not enough room for what I want to put down. Plus, Stevie is awesome, and he gives you these gravel lots around. So it's like, why not use them? You know, I never really have in the past. To be perfectly honest. Never really have used them. But I've decided to go ahead and use them. So that's what we're going to do. By the way, picking up straw with these T9s, it's great and all, but good gosh, did they drink the fuel. They also ran for hours and hours and hours, but that's another story. You see, that's another story. So here's the in-game mixing plant. I'm probably not going to use that one at all. That one's right by the cows. It's very conveniently placed. If you're trying to do a normal amount of cows, I would say up to 1,000. It's probably fine. But since I'm wanting to go kind of stupid into cows and make a bunch of mixed rations, it in one shot kind of, I'm wanting to like do it and get it done basically. Since I'm wanting to do that, this other plant hopefully will just be better because I can. The theory is, I haven't actually tried it yet. The theory is to use Courseplay, and I was just bombing here trying to back in. Oh my god! I've decided when I'm gonna park stuff, I need a regular tractor over here. Yeah, it would just be easier. So, but yeah, as far as the mixed rations go, we will crank up on those soon. Soonish here, very soonish. A couple episodes probably. I need to finish moving everything up there, which is not something to do on video, honestly, because it's a lot of just, you know, it's a lot of just letting trucks run on Courseplay. So, but it's not the big of a deal. What I have discovered is I could probably use, I don't know, maybe 3 more trucks. Even just running stuff that little short distance, which I know I'm taking the long way around with Courseplay. But even running that short run, I could use more trucks because there's time where there's nothing filling. And to me, you're wasting time when you don't have anything filling. So if you noticed here what I'm doing, I'm just kind of parking stuff. This is, like I said, kind of a different Plains and Simple. This is kind of almost what I would do when I'm not recording. You know, just the kind of stuff I wouldn't really do on video normally, but I was like, hey, I need to do it. Let's record it. So here we are. And of course, I love the JCB for grinding stumps. I think it's the best stump grinder in the game. I mean, there's only like 2 to choose from, and this is by far the better option. Yes, it's expensive because you have to buy a separate thing and you don't already have a tractor that you can put it on, you know. But to me, the JCB is where it's at for grinding stumps. I really like it. I really do. So we will get more into logging as we get going here. I'm going to be adding a pack of stuff to this map that I use in the next episode, I believe. Or I think it's in the next episode. I added a pack, a mod pack called the words are hard. Custom Road Train Pack. And I've used it before. I used it on Cherry Hill a lot when we streamed Cherry Hill. We definitely used it there. And it's a pretty good pack. I'm not going to lie. It's a pretty good pack. Got a couple trucks and a bunch of trailers. And the trailers are pretty awesome. So we're going to start using some of the custom road train pack here because it has log trailers that are auto loading. My theory is to not cut down the forest right here per se, but I want to go away from the sawmills and cut down out there and actually haul them in with a truck and a trailer. That would be my theory anyway. We'll see. But that's my theory eventually, is to do that instead of just doing what I'm doing. This is kind of the cheeky way to do it, you know, but we'll do it the right way eventually with actually bringing logs in on a truck, putting them in the sawmills, selling whatever's left, you know, that kind of stuff. We will do eventually. But for right now, I'm just trying to get these different things going. And some of these require wood chips or sawdust as power, and I haven't quite got that all figured out because the other thing is I need diesel fuel down here. So we will see that in a future video as well. Me working on the sawmills down here a little bit more. Do you know, it's fun to get the different stuff going. Sawmills are just, in general, logging is something that I normally don't do. So I need to yawn. Yawning is something that I do, but sawmills, you know, just logging in general, stuff I normally wouldn't mess with. So these machines right here, both of them require diesel fuel, and I need to make more because I don't really have a lot of diesel fuel sitting around, I've learned here recently. Plus it actually takes a ton of diesel fuel just farming what I'm farming right now and hauling what I'm hauling right now and all that stuff. It's a lot of diesel, and I'm trying not to buy any of it. I'm trying to make all of it, which that's why we made 5 million liters of digestate, right? So that we could make a diesel fuel and solid fert and liquid fert over at the biogas plant. So it's all good. And there again, that came from a straw crop that was basically it's junk, you know. Straw is a wasted crop every time. So people don't realize how much money you can make from straw. And I will show you guys as we go on in this series, because the next time I pick up straw, I'm probably going to sell it all. So it'll be that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting to sell that much straw, but that's okay. Take a quick look at the board here and see what they're doing. And eventually the seeder here. And I need a second seeder. I really do need a second seeder. That's going to have to happen, sooner rather than later. Like, very soon. Just, it's a lot to seed with one. And, you know, I haven't even purchased any fields yet. I'm still where I was when I was on the regular size map. So, nothing has changed there, honestly. And it will. It will definitely change eventually here. Don't you worry. I will be purchasing fields. I will be expanding the farm. I will be getting more combines, more trucks, more auger. Well, I was going to say more auger wagons, but different auger wagons are coming up here soonish, hopefully. If I remember to buy them when I'm playing, because sometimes I forget. But that's okay. So we're going to fill these up with logs, or run a couple logs in them. These require diesel fuel, so like, yeah, I can put logs in there, but they're not going to do anything until I get the diesel fuel, you see. So I have to wait on that. So actually, there's a ton of stuff that uses diesel fuel if you think about it. You got all your equipment. You've got the compost maker, and then anything down, or the couple things down here at the sawmills too. So the diesel fuel's in high demand right now. So I just need to make more of it, which the custom road train pack that I've put in this map very soon here, it definitely is going to help with that. Definitely is going to help with that. Those tankers hold like 60,000. Yeah. I talked about the little truck, I believe, in a previous episode. That little tanker truck, that thing needs to go in a bad way. It really does. It needs to disappear in a really, really bad way. but that's okay. We'll get to that eventually. I believe next video, actually. I could be wrong. Can you tell it's already recorded? I just haven't voiced it over yet. Can you tell? Maybe. Just maybe. I'm actually going to voice that video over in a couple minutes here. But that's okay. That's okay. So I'm just looking at the board. And then looking at the board here. Seeing how full they are. And what they need to run and stuff. And they're kind of good, honestly. They're pretty much... They're good. They're just, you know, they need wood, or they need diesel fuel is what they need, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that eventually. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more into logging in general. It is fun to do from time to time. Great big yawn. Excuse me. I should totally edit that out, but I'm not going to. Logging's fun to do from time to time. I don't do it very often, obviously. You guys know that. The part that I really don't like, or, you know, I can't even say I don't like it, because I don't mind it. I don't like doing it on video, is the tedious, time-consuming process of, like, loading logs one at a time with a crane, or even a tractor. It's a little slow. Cranes are the worst. Just saying. Oh, by the way, I was on my tablet right here, and, didn't realize he was done. I actually wasn't sure when I was recording how long I was sitting there. I believe I was checking the Instagrams or something, or getting my police scanner going, because I tend to listen to police scanners a lot here lately. I don't know, it's something fun I do. I grew up listening to a police scanner, hanging out with my grandpa, so that has a lot to do with it. So you can see we're just hauling straw right now. We have to get the grass and the silage up here eventually. And here we go with this placeable feed maker. It's massive, but the hope is that we can use courseplay to fill it. That is the hope. And we're going to get some derpiness here in just a second as well. So stay tuned for that. I believe it's in right at the end of this video. But so yeah, hopefully this thing works out a lot better for us compared to the other one. The other one's fine. It's just slow. So we're going to buy this dump truck, right? We're going to buy this dump truck. I've had high hopes for this dump truck. I like the way the dump truck looks. It drives a little funky. It's not terrible. It's in the mod hub, by the way. In-game mod hub. And, yeah, my hope with the dump truck was to be able to use a dump truck here to fill the thing, empty the thing. You know, probably a couple dump trucks, but to me, a dump truck would be better for this job compared to a straight truck. That's my theory. However, there's a bit of a problem here. It won't give me a dump trigger anywhere to dump this grass. So my dump truck idea is probably out of luck. Because, yeah, so I'm like, okay, maybe it doesn't take grass. Maybe it has to take hay. Because technically, hay is the dry grass, right? So I'm like, maybe that's what it needs. Well, I don't have any hay. I have grass. And I'm like, okay, I can make hay. You know, I'm not worried about making hay. I could do that if I had to. So instead, I come to the homestead and grab silage. And, you know, really, this truck moves a fair bit, 30,000. That's not terrible. It gets with it. It doesn't like the plow texture here across the field in a second. But, you know, that's the dirt and terrain mod or whatever. Or it's part of the map, I believe. But, you know, other than that, this dump truck's not bad. It looks pretty good. It sounds decent. It seems like a decent truck, but as you'll see in a second here, no dump trigger. It doesn't give you a dump trigger, and I'm trying them all, even though they're like labeled. So I kind of said F word here in a second. I'm like, you know what? Let me try a truck. Got a truck of grass here, and of course it lets me dump it in. So dump truck, no more. Wasted money on it, but whatever. It's out of my life. It's dead to me. And that's just that. That is just that. So kind of a fail moment there, honestly, in a way. But hey, with that, that's the end of the video. I appreciate you guys watching another episode of Plain and Simple. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, toodles.